consistently for the most part of the season? What's been the biggest challenge the last couple of weeks?
I think we just got to get focused back on the fundamentals of the game and just play clean football. Also, still be aggressive in our mentality and our approach. Don't play conservative in any way in terms of how we play, but just doing the little things right. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity of what we got, man. We got what an opportunity it is to play at home, last game of the year in front of our fans, and in regular season, and then here we go to the playoffs. So we want to finish it the right way.
Russ, how do you successfully walk that line of being aggressive but not being careless?
I think doing what we've done, 95% of the season. You can't just look at one or two bad plays and then judge the whole season off of that. You look at all the collection of all the plays, and it's football. It's an imperfect game. You're always seeking perfection every day, and I think that's the thing that we're doing a really good job of. We're refining every day. We're trying to search for that every day, and I think the most important thing is you got to have amnesia. You got to have amnesia in this game. It's one of those games that they got good players. We got good players. There's going to be highs. There's going to be lows throughout a game, throughout the season, throughout all that, and just having amnesia. And that's when the great things are happening too, to be able to move on and move to the next play. And I think that's going to be key for winning football as we go here and search for what we're all searching for.
Russ, that first Cincinnati game, was that the best you guys did collectively? And is there anything you can take from that experience to kind of restart or jumpstart it now?
Yeah, I think that's I think that was a great game for us. I think for 4 quarters we battled, we responded early. Speaking about responding, they made plays on their side. We responded again, and like I said to you guys, it's some of these games, especially in the AFC North, are heavyweight fights and their battles, and as we go further, it's going to be like that too. And so I think the best thing that we did, obviously, the playmaking and all the things we were able to do. We threw the ball around the field, and we also ran the ball well. We did some great things. We scored touchdown in crucial situations. We answered, and just we didn't blink. We didn't blink, and we can't blink now. And so I think the best thing we can do is just continue to have focused practices, detailed meetings, and everything else, and utilize that in the game. And as I always tell you guys, every game is a history of its own, and you just focus on this next game. And we got a lot of respect and regard for how they play the game and how they're coached and everything else, and so we got to play our best.
Russ, you've had your fair share of postseasons. How important is it to throw it on a high note, get the momentum back before the playoffs?
I think it's always great just to stay on a momentum high. I think that's always helpful, but it doesn't determine anything. Our present is going to determine. How we work is going to determine that and where we go. And so, I think the teams that I've been on that have been able to go long ways and do some special things, and all the playoff games and all the things I'm fortunate to be able to do and be around and be a part of is like I said earlier a little bit, you got to have a little bit of amnesia. You got to be able to just embrace the moment. So addicted to the moment that nothing else gets in the way of it. And no matter what people write good, no matter what people write bad, maybe for a couple days or whatever it is, you just stay focused on the moment, stay focused on the next play, stay focused on the next practice, the next meeting, and that level of obsession, that level of focus, that level of communication, that level of response is everything, and that's what champions do. And I think that if we want to be champions, we got to communicate that way, we got to think that way, we got to believe that way. We can't blink, and champions don't focus on the negative stuff. They fix it, they move on, and they focus on what helps them win, and that's all the things that we have in this locker room. I'm looking forward to us, focusing on that and possibly doing that.
Russ, is that amnesia? Is that a learned skill?
Yeah, it's part of it. I think the mental part of the game. I don't know. I got a lot of baseball in me, and so and I think that you think about baseball. You go 30 for 100. You're a Hall of Famer. So you got to be able to focus on the next pitch. I think same thing in any sport really. I think the best players in the world are able to remain neutral. Steph Curry's probably a 93%, 94% free throw shooter. Something like that. If he misses a free throw in the finals, doesn't mean that he's not any good anymore at free throws. It's just the next free throw, the next moment. And I think that's just part of the being neutral, being locked in, the communication, the self-talk within the huddle, the self-talk on the sideline, the self-talk within your own ears is everything, and how you speak to yourself, how you believe, and how you how you embrace it, how you embrace the challenges. And like I said, every team that's going to be in the playoffs has got great players too, you know. And so how we respond, who's going to respond the best more often than not.
Arthur, as well as some of the other guys in the locker room.
Say it one more time.
Arthur, as well as some of the other guys in the locker room, said that their defense has gotten better in large part because they've created turnovers. What have they done to create those turnovers? Has it been just good fortune, or are they doing something?
Yeah, they're coached extremely well. I think Lou does a great job. I think that they got good playmakers. They got, Hilton's a good player. Hendrickson, obviously a great player. Just different guys that, in their secondary and the things they do. The linebackers fly around. So just they're a competitive group, and really they do a really good job of flying around.
That amnesia that you mentioned, is it harder to have that when things aren't going well? Is it harder to kind of flush the bad?
That's a good question, bro. I think the best thing is part of the amnesia is that if you're focused on the work and obsessed with the work, that allows you to free yourself of the negativity sometimes too. It's just like it's part of the journey of seeking perfection. There's always highs, there's mountain peaks, there's great moments, there's tough ones. The ability to embrace the adversity, not running from it. We don't have time to run from adversity. We have time to run through it. We got to climb the wall. We got to go run through it. There's no there's no magic pill of getting around it. We just focus on the work, and we focus on the next pitch, the next play. And I think that's the great part about this game is it allows you to play the next play. And I think the best thing we can do is continue to do that, and also just get a little cleaner on some things, and then at the same time, know that. As you get into the playoffs, everything's 0-0, but we got a really good matchup first that's going to prepare us in the right way, and we got to make sure that we use that growth and that opportunity to respond.
Couple more here, guys. Couple more.
No, I know. I just think that it's just part of the game. I think it's just there's a lot of positivity, a lot of negativity. You don't really go by the waves of the moment. I think the best thing you can do is just look forward to catching the wave. And I'm sure you like surfing, but I think sometimes you gotta catch it, and I think that we got the right attitude, the right mentality, the right leadership, the right energy to do that in the right way. And so I'm looking forward to the response.
So,
Last one here.
When you go up against a Joe Burrow offense, do you feel more pressure to have to score more points?
No, I think we responded well last time. When they're in there, I think that every time he's a great quarterback, man. The things he can do, he's a great football player, and everything else. I thought we did a really good job responding last time. We did some really good things offensively, and so there's no fear. We just got to respond and do our job.
All right.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah.
Well, after the game, you were pretty serious about things that had gone wrong, and I know you guys met on Thursday. How do you feel like you guys are maybe resolving some of the communication issues and breakdowns that were happening the last 3 weeks?
First, I'm going to say I probably shouldn't have said anything. Keep things more in-house, just because the respect out of the guys in the locker room, respect for the coaches. But it was out of emotion. I love ball. Everyone knows that. I love these guys. But we just have to get back to the drawing board, and we're doing that. I actually have an extra walk in a couple minutes, but we're just, trying to work out the kinks, get back to playing stable football. I think we will, especially at this time of the year. Those couple of days we had off gave us time to refresh our brains, get back to the basics, and I think we'll be okay.
You guys have a lot of veteran leaders on this team, guys that have stepped up several times this year and years before. How do guys, when there's disagreements as far as what to do, kind of work out, hey, this is where we have to be in the right moments at the right times?
This is like being an adult, by talking it out and not trying to turn it into an argument. And I think we have the right guys in the room to do that, so we do that on a daily basis. Other than that, if you're gonna go out there and play ball, man, you gotta go out there and execute. It's not about the plays, not about what the coach is gonna put us in. It's about us executing things at a high level. And I think we have the guys to do that. We've done it in the past. We're going to continue to do that as well.
Once you've looked at the film already the past couple of days, is it something other teams are figuring out with this defense, or is it just lack of execution?
Lack of execution. Of course, there's like 18-week season, 17 weeks, whatever you want to say. But every team's gonna have a chance to see what you're doing, see what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, and they're gonna take advantage of that. And so it's about you just being able to make sure you eliminate those weaknesses and minimizing those. And I think we can do that. We know what our weaknesses are, and we're working on getting better towards those things.
Sean, you mentioned refresh your brain a minute ago. How do you do that? How did you do it?
I didn't do nothing. I hung out with my dogs and just sat at home all day. Usually I train a little bit, but I really just hung out with my dogs to refresh it. Spend Christmas with my pets and a couple of friends, and that's about it.
How
Mike T
important is
mentioned
it
a couple
to-
days ago that you guys bicker because you care when there's, the arguments, the fighting, that it's rooted in care. Is that
Yeah.
where you see it's all coming from?
For sure. It just, when guys are passionate about a game that we've been playing for so long, you don't prepare to lose, you prepare to win. And when you don't win, things can get, frustrated. But we'll be all right. We all love each other. It's like when you argue with your brother. Eventually you'll hash it out and get on the same page.
How important is it to get on that same page before the playoffs start?
What time is it, first off?
It is 57.
Okay, sorry. Ask the
No,
question.
no, you're good. How important is it to get on the same page before the playoffs start?
Important. You want to go into the playoffs on a hot streak. Everybody's seeing eye to eye the cohesiveness, especially because it's a single game elimination situation. So every play matters, every communication matters. So you got to intensify the way we go about our day.
Is there an urgency right now to kind of stop the bleeding, get that momentum back before hitting the playoffs?
Of course. that's like any team. You're just trying to have a sense of urgency this time of the year. And I think that being around here, championship pedigree organization, is just even more, heightens it even more. But we'll be all right.
Sean, I think a lot of people would say it's good leadership, good veteran presence to say some things you did after the game. You kind of started, I don't apologize, might be a strong word, but you kind of started off by saying I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
There's like a fine line between being that leader, being that somebody who says something that should be said and or not, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if anybody knows me, I'm a very truthful person. I don't sugarcoat anything. So it was just, in the moment, I meant what I said, but I just should have phrased it a little bit different. I really shouldn't have said anything at all. But if I felt that way, I should have said it behind closed doors.
Does it help to be a guy that doesn't sugarcoat things? Mike T said that he leads with information and transparency. Does he have maybe that same kind of attitude too? Obviously not to us, but
yeah, he's always been
internally.
transparent with me since being here. He's the only head coach I've had in the NFL who's like that. That's why he's my favorite head coach. But yeah, everywhere I go, I don't really care if people care about me being transparent or not. It's kind of who I am.
How much does it help you guys?
Last one for DeShon.
How much does it help you guys in the room to have him lead with that transparency, make sure everybody knows exactly where they stand with
A
him?
lot, because it makes everybody realize that we can trust him. When you can trust your head coach, you believe in anything he says.